Welcome everyone to another episode. Before I get started, I want to give a huge shout out to my nephew Lucas Reyes. Thank you, buddy, for watching the videos and supporting. Thank you, buddy. Love you. And also, I want to thank everyone that has subscribed, watched the videos, liked. Thank you for your support throughout all the platforms. It's been awesome. I know I go out of my way to try to support the people that follow me and are always supporting me. I know it's tough. It's a lot to do. Trying to support people, like their videos and comment. So the people that do, I really appreciate it, because I know I try to make a little bit of time throughout the day for everyone. It's hard to keep track of the thousands of videos that people are putting out throughout all the platforms. So I do appreciate it. I really do. So thank you. First tournament of the season started yesterday. The Century Tournament of Champions out in Hawaii, Kapalua Plantation, of course. As of right now, Sun JM is in the lead, minus 10. So once I'm done here, I'm definitely going to go watch that for a little bit. And the off season has officially started for me. And one of the things that and I want you guys to, this is very simple, nothing crazy. We're not talking about joining a gym, getting an instructor, and nothing wrong with those things. If you do those things, obviously the process is going to go, it's going to go quicker, right? You're going to see the progress. You're going to see the improvement much quicker. But for those that don't have time, like I do, I work and I travel to work every single day, so I don't have a lot of time. And for those that don't have the means, you can still do it very simple. And the reason for that, and it was sort of a turning point for me this summer. I started going into the season. I wanted to do something different. I was tired of the crappy golf and the high handicap, and of course not making any excuses. But a lot of that had to do with the amount of work that I'm doing. That I'm doing. So taking a step back from Callaway kind of gave me a little bit more time this year to work on my game. And I had a plan, but I wasn't consistent, and that's the key word, guys. Consistency. Started, had a game plan of workouts and what I wanted to do as far as practice, and of course trying to play a little bit more. So started in the spring, and but I wasn't consistent. I'd get home and I'm tired, and just wasn't doing it. Then sort of in May, I kind of hunkered down and said, listen, this is it. The summer's going to come and go, and it's going to be over, and you're going to still be playing like shit. So get it together. So I started just consistently. And this is all I did, guys. Very simple, which I'm applying to the off season. Keeping it simple. You sometimes overwhelm yourself. And I'm talking from experience, right? I'm not a professional instructor or workout trainer or something like that. I'm telling you what worked for me, and it was very simple. Just being consistent and having a routine. So all I did was, okay, hey, a little bit of working out. I don't have time to join a gym, so my workouts were very simple for me. I'm a big dude, and flexibility and mobility is an issue for me. If you guys have seen my videos, you guys are probably wondering, why is this guy facing, all the way to the right when the when the fairway is this way, and the reason for that is because I have a huge, my problem has always been over the top. I just can't get the club deep inside, so I kind of offset myself, throw my foot back to try to get some depth in my swing and be able to get in the fairway a little bit more consistent. Yes, I do need lessons and all that, but right now I don't have the time for it. So I've made it work, and if I practice a little bit more and can play a little bit more consistently, I think the scores and the swing will get better. Obviously, the problem is going out and doing it on a regular basis. So I started just coming home, get on the elliptical 5 minutes, do some stretching, mobility work, did some band work for my shoulders and my back, some core stuff. And after that, we'll go outside. Now, the mobility and elliptical and all that, man, less than a half hour. Less than a half hour. That's it. Okay. But I was doing it with a purpose. I wasn't trying to rush through it. I was really trying to get a good stretch and get my hips loosened and my back. Then I would go outside, throw up 20, 25 balls out in the backyard and chip into a net. Again, I'm not rushing through this. I'm, sort of, with a purpose. I'm chipping with a purpose, and I'm trying to kind of imagine where I'm at on the golf course, right? Then after that, about 20 swings off the net. And again, for me, and you work on whatever it is that you're having issues with. So for me, it's just a little bit more depth in my swing, and just my sequencing. If my upper body is very active, and when I get my shoulders going ahead of my lower body, that's when you're getting these. Anyone that has played with me have seen my disgusting slices. All right, so I'm working on just sequencing. That's it. Just getting that lower half going, and then following through, with the club. So once I do, when I do that, I can, I just, the old guy still has some speed and some power. I got that old man strength. So I'm able to still hit it, a little bit far. It's just being able to do that consistently. So anyway, I did that. I remember we played Bethpage around June, and I was still working on my game. And all of a sudden in July, all the work that I was doing sort of clicked. I started seeing my scores going down, and I can see that I'm in the fairway more. Wow, I have a chance to par. I have a chance to birdie. It wasn't, the birdies weren't coming a whole lot, but I went from no birdies to sometimes 2, 3, 4 birdies in a round. This was different, and this was just all the work that I've been doing throughout the week. Now, all I did was I would do that from Monday to Fridays, because on Fridays and Sundays I'm off, and I would work at the golf course. So after my shift, I would go and play maybe, as many holes as I could, maybe 9, probably the most. And that's where I was filming some of my rounds. If I took a day off and visited another course, then I can play 18, and, I would be able to play a little bit more. But I saw my scores gradually going down and playing more consistent. And it was different. It felt good, and all it was just simplifying. I'm trying to think. Okay, I got to go to the gym, and I got to get some lessons. And no, I mean, yes, it'll help, but for me, it wasn't gonna work. It wasn't gonna work at the time. It just wasn't gonna work. And just doing that, but doing it consistently, was a game changer for me. It was a game changer. Then in August, I took our anniversary trip, and I'm not blaming the anniversary trip. My wifey, please don't get upset. I'm not blaming the trip, but I took 2 weeks off. We went on our anniversary trip, and when I came back, my approach to continuing was really off. I thought I can pick up where I left off, and boy, was I wrong. If you're a low handicapper that, your game is really good, you can probably do that. Maybe take a couple of weeks off and kind of pick up where you left off. For me, that wasn't the case. And I got frustrated. First couple of rounds back, I'm like, what's going on? I was doing so good. And I just thought that I can just pick up where I left off. And I was practicing, but again, consistently, sorry, I wasn't doing it. I reverted back to the beginning of the spring. And I just wasn't able to get back on track. I would have some really good rounds and then off, and then work picked up. My real job, work picked up. Holidays were coming, and that's it. The end of the season came. So going into the off season, I said, hey, you know what? I got a taste of it, right? I got a taste of what worked. So you know what? I'm doing this in the off season, But of course, probably at on a bigger scale. I still don't have time to join a gym and see a PGA professional, but I'm just gonna adjust a little bit more, my workouts. And again, simple workouts. I'm not lifting weights. I've never been a lift guy. Push-ups and sit-ups, squats, air squats. Those are my things. My son does have like some weights downstairs, and if I really get into it, I might do a little bit of that stuff. But I hate I hate putting muscle on top of fat. I've done it before, and it does not look good. I get bigger. I start lifting weights, and for whatever reason, I get huge, and I have to really cut down on the weight, which I have. Don't get me wrong. 5 years ago, I was 296. I have diabetes, so it just got really bad, out of control, and just I needed to work on that before it got really bad. So in the 5 years, I'm all the way down to 235. So it took a while, but I'm getting there. So I'm hoping that when the season starts, if I can knock down maybe another 10 pounds, I think that's good. It's good for me. Somewhere in the 220s, I'm good. I still feel strong. Because of my job, I'm a butcher. I've been doing that for in a few months, it'll be 34 years. I've always had strength. I've always been a strong guy. Especially in my job, when you're lifting 100-pound cases of beef, and you're cutting everything. I got some strength in me, so I just need to work on my mobility, just be able to just be a little bit more flexible, and just consistently be able to do this workout in the off season. So guys, I know that doesn't work for everyone, but anyone that's struggling with how do I get started, what do I do, and you're complicating things by just needing to thinking that you have to hire a trainer. No, guys, trust me. Now in between all this, I'm going actually this weekend. Probably Sunday. We have a snowstorm coming, so I don't know if I'll be able to make it. But start hitting the indoor driving range, which I usually don't do over the winter. So I'm gonna start doing that. That way, by the time spring comes, the swing, I'm not starting to swing from scratch. So again, guys, keep it simple, right? Consistency is the key. I'm telling you, it's the key to whatever it is that you're doing. If you're eating better, just consistent. If you're working out, just do it consistently. Don't overthink things. Very simple. Work on your swings, even if it's just taking air swings in front of the mirror every night. And just working on something. I'm telling you, it goes a long way. It goes a long way. Trust me. You will see the results. It's simple as push-ups and, squats or whatever, and doing some mobility work, band work. I'm telling you, it goes a long way. If you have access to a gym and you can hire a PGA professional, go do it. Your progress will come quicker. But trust me, it worked for me. You're going to see a different guy next year as far as my game. Of course, praying everything goes well, health, and everyone is well. But those are my goals over the winter. Very simple. Just keeping it simple and being consistent. That's it. That's all I have for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope maybe my tips clicked with someone, and you were worrying about what to do in the off season, and hey, just keep it simple. All right, be consistent. Anyway, thank you guys for your support, for subscribing, liking, commenting. Thank you for making this a possibility. I really do appreciate it. All right, thank you guys. Love you. Peace.